Hi, I am Dr. Sarah Collins. If you are over 40, 50, or even 60, and you drink coffee every single morning thinking it's already doing its job, I need you to stop for just 1 minute and really listen. Because what I'm about to tell you could completely change how your body handles energy, blood sugar, brain aging, and even how fast you age from the inside. And here's the uncomfortable question most people your age avoid asking themselves. Are you actually preparing your body for the next 10 to 20 years? Or are you just running on habits that slowly wear you down without you noticing? Most people don't feel the damage until it's already done. And that's exactly why this matters right now. In this video, I'm going to show you how your regular morning coffee is doing only half the work it could be doing for your health, especially if you're over 40. And no, this is not about some expensive supplement or trendy wellness trick. This is about simple, affordable powders, some of which cost less than $1 a day, that research shows can dramatically change how your body responds to coffee. Blood sugar, brain function, energy stability, inflammation, aging markers, all of it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what this video is about, why it matters for your age group, and how to use this information without guessing or risking your health. Now, here's something you need to understand before we go any further. As we age, our bodies stop responding to caffeine the way they did in our 20s and 30s. The quick energy spike turns into jitters. The focus turns into anxiety. The afternoon crash gets worse. Blood sugar swings become more dangerous, and your brain becomes more sensitive to inflammation and oxidative stress. That's not weakness. That's biology. And pretending otherwise is one of the biggest mistakes people over 40 make. Researchers discovered something that should have been front-page news. When certain natural compounds are added to coffee, the body processes caffeine differently. Energy becomes smoother. Blood sugar responses improve. Brain signaling becomes more efficient, and markers linked to aging shift in a healthier direction. But these compounds aren't patentable. They're not profitable for drug companies. And that's why most people your age have never heard about them. So let me be very clear from the beginning. This video is not about hype. It's about how to make your daily habit work for you, instead of against you as you get older. I'm going to walk you through 5 specific powders that can transform an ordinary cup of coffee into something that actively supports senior health. They are ranked from helpful to absolutely game-changing. And yes, number 1 shocked even the researchers studying it. Before we get there, I want you to think about this. If someone told you there was a way to improve your mental clarity, reduce energy crashes, protect your brain as it ages, and support blood sugar control without changing your entire lifestyle, would you want to know? Or would you rather keep doing what feels normal until one day it doesn't work anymore? Because aging doesn't announce itself loudly. It shows up quietly, in slower thinking, poorer sleep, stiff joints, and fatigue you start calling normal. Let's start with the first powder most people underestimate because they associate it with dessert, not health. Raw cacao powder. And no, I don't mean processed chocolate drink mixes loaded with sugar. I'm talking about raw, unprocessed cacao. When scientists looked at what happens when cacao is combined with coffee, they found something unexpected. The compounds in cacao change how your body responds to caffeine. Instead of a sharp spike followed by a crash, energy becomes steady and sustained. For adults over 40, this matters more than people realize. Stable energy means less stress on your nervous system and better focus without overstimulation. Raw cacao is one of the most antioxidant-dense foods on Earth. Antioxidants are critical as we age because they help neutralize oxidative stress, one of the key drivers of brain aging and cellular damage. But what makes cacao especially interesting is that certain compounds in it can cross the blood-brain barrier. That means they don't just circulate in your bloodstream, they actually reach brain tissue. Once there, they stimulate factors involved in memory, learning, and blood flow to areas of the brain that typically decline with age. For people in their 40s, 50s, and beyond, this is not about becoming sharper overnight. It's about slowing down the quiet decline that happens year after year. When cacao is added correctly to coffee, it doesn't overpower the caffeine. It balances it. The result is calmer focus, fewer jitters, and energy that lasts longer without the afternoon crash that sends people reaching for another cup. How you use it matters. Heat destroys the most delicate compounds. That's why timing and temperature are important. And dosage matters too, especially for older adults who may be more sensitive to stimulants. This is not about dumping spoonfuls into boiling coffee and hoping for the best. It's about understanding how to make it work with your body, not against it. And this is just the beginning. Because the next powder directly affects blood sugar, something that becomes increasingly important after 40, even for people who don't consider themselves diabetic. And after that, we move into compounds that support brain aging, energy production at the cellular level, and longevity itself. So stay with me, because if you think your morning coffee is already optimized, what comes next may completely change how you look at that first cup tomorrow morning. Now that you know how raw cacao can transform your coffee into a steady energy, brain-supporting drink, it's time to talk about powders that go even deeper, especially for anyone over 40, 50, or beyond. These aren't just for short-term boosts. They're about long-term health, mental clarity, and keeping your body functioning like it did decades ago. And yes, they're backed by science, not trends. Let's start with something that quietly but powerfully helps your metabolism and blood sugar: Ceylon cinnamon. Most people over 40 don't realize how sensitive blood sugar becomes with age. Even small spikes can have big impacts over time, affecting energy, mood, and long-term health. Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes called true cinnamon, is different from the common cassia cinnamon sold in stores. Cassia contains compounds that can harm the liver if consumed regularly in higher amounts. Ceylon cinnamon, sourced from Sri Lanka, is much safer and still packs the compounds that help regulate glucose. When combined with coffee, Ceylon cinnamon doesn't just flavor your drink, it changes how your body processes sugar. Studies show that just half a teaspoon daily can reduce fasting glucose levels and even improve long-term markers of blood sugar control. For older adults, this means your body handles energy from breakfast more smoothly. That afternoon fatigue spike you usually feel? Significantly reduced. And the best way to use it is simple. Mix it into your coffee grounds before brewing. This lets the hot water extract all the active compounds. If you prefer a French press, pour-over, or drip method, you can even simmer a teaspoon in water first to make a concentrated cinnamon extract. Timing matters too. Drinking it 15 to 20 minutes before your first meal maximizes its stabilizing effect on glucose. Next, we move into something that specifically supports the brain: lion's mane mushroom powder. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mushrooms for cognitive function? But hear me out. Research on older adults shows measurable improvements in cognitive function, memory, and even brain connectivity when consumed consistently. Lion's mane contains compounds called hericenones and erinacines that cross the blood-brain barrier. When paired with coffee, which increases blood flow to the brain, these compounds are better absorbed, creating what scientists call a neuroplasticity window. That's your brain literally becoming more receptive to forming new neural connections, a process that naturally declines with age. For anyone over 50 worried about memory or mental clarity, this isn't just a subtle boost. The combination of lion's mane and coffee may help protect and maintain nerve function, support myelin production, and enhance learning and focus. But preparation is critical. You need dual-extracted lion's mane, processed with both water and alcohol, to capture all the active compounds. Adding 1 to 2 teaspoons to coffee cooled slightly, around 160 degrees Fahrenheit, preserves its potency. It has a slightly savory umami flavor that blends surprisingly well with coffee's bitterness. Consistent use over weeks is key, and most people notice improved mental clarity within 1 to 2 weeks, with more significant cognitive support appearing over a month or more. Then there's creatine monohydrate. Many assume this is only for bodybuilders, but your brain actually relies on creatine as a rapid energy source. About 20% of your body's energy goes to your brain, even though it's just 2% of your body weight. For older adults, maintaining steady brain energy is crucial. Supplementing with creatine can improve working memory, cognitive endurance, and reduce mental fatigue, especially for those who consume little meat or have lower baseline creatine levels. When combined with coffee, creatine's benefits are amplified. Caffeine increases cerebral blood flow, potentially improving creatine delivery to neurons, while creatine supports cellular energy production. The result is sustained energy, sharper focus, and a reduction in the typical energy crash many older adults experience. Add about 5 grams, roughly 1 teaspoon, to your morning coffee. It doesn't dissolve perfectly, so a little stirring and perhaps a splash of milk or cream improves texture and absorption. Daily use is essential. Benefits build over weeks, and the process is safe for most adults with healthy kidneys. Finally, we arrive at the powder that brings everything together: glycine. For anyone over 40, glycine may be the single most important addition to your morning coffee. This tiny amino acid supports over 100 processes in your body, from creating your own creatine to supporting collagen production, autophagy, sleep quality, and even cardiovascular health. Studies show it improves arterial flexibility, enhances sleep depth, and provides calm mental clarity without sedation. Glycine dissolves instantly in coffee and even adds subtle sweetness without sugar or calories, which is perfect for anyone managing blood sugar or weight. Take 3 to 5 grams in your morning coffee for energy and clarity, and consider another dose in the evening, even in decaf coffee or tea, for sleep and recovery. Glycine works differently depending on the time of day, interacting with your body's circadian rhythm to optimize results. And because it's safe, simple, and powerful, it's an ideal choice for anyone over 40 looking to maintain brain function, metabolic health, and overall longevity. By combining these powders, raw cacao, Ceylon cinnamon, lion's mane, creatine, and glycine, you're not just enhancing your coffee, you're creating a morning ritual that actively supports your brain, metabolism, energy, and longevity. Over 40, 50, or 60, this approach addresses the changes that happen naturally with aging, helping you feel sharper, more focused, and more resilient throughout your day. Tomorrow, I'll show you how to combine these powders strategically, so you don't just feel the benefits individually, but multiply their effects together for optimal senior health. Stick with me because the final part will show you how to take these 5 powders and create a daily routine that transforms not just your mornings, but your long-term health. This is not theory. It's research-backed, practical, and tailored for anyone over 40 who wants to age smarter, feel better, and make the most out of every cup of coffee. Now that we've covered the first 4 powders, raw cacao, Ceylon cinnamon, lion's mane, and creatine, it's time to bring everything together and talk about the final, most powerful addition, glycine, and how combining all 5 transforms your morning coffee into a true health ritual for anyone over 40, 50, or beyond. This isn't just about energy or taste. It's about supporting your body and brain in ways most people don't even realize are possible. Glycine is an incredibly versatile amino acid, small enough to penetrate nearly every tissue in your body. It supports hundreds of processes, from helping your cells clean out damaged proteins, a process called autophagy, to building collagen, supporting cardiovascular function, and even boosting natural creatine production in the body. For older adults, these effects are critical. As we age, collagen naturally declines, joints become stiffer, and sleep quality drops. Glycine addresses all of these simultaneously. It even enhances your sleep when taken in the evening, improving deep, restorative sleep, where the body repairs itself and the brain clears out toxins accumulated during the day. For your morning coffee, adding 3 to 5 grams of glycine is ideal. It dissolves completely, adds subtle sweetness without sugar, and balances the stimulatory effects of caffeine, giving calm, focused mental clarity. Many people notice immediate benefits in energy and mental sharpness, but the deeper improvements, better sleep, enhanced recovery, improved joint mobility, build over weeks. Timing matters. Take glycine in the morning for cognitive support and energy, and consider a second dose in the evening for recovery and sleep optimization. Now here's where the magic happens. By combining raw cacao, Ceylon cinnamon, lion's mane, creatine, and glycine in your morning coffee, You're not just layering benefits, you're creating synergistic effects that amplify each individual compound. Raw cacao smooths caffeine's energy curve. Lion's mane supports neuroplasticity and memory. Creatine fuels your brain with cellular energy. Ceylon cinnamon stabilizes blood sugar. And glycine enhances recovery, sleep, and metabolic function. Together, these powders create a morning ritual that supports the whole body: brain, metabolism, muscles, and cardiovascular system. For anyone over 40 or 50, this is transformative. Energy levels are steadier throughout the day, afternoon crashes diminish, mental clarity improves, and long-term benefits accumulate. You're supporting the exact systems that tend to decline with age: cognition, glucose control, cellular energy, and tissue repair. All from a cup of coffee that you already enjoy every morning. Here's how to use them strategically. Start with 1 or 2 powders first to let your body adapt. For example, start with Ceylon cinnamon if your main goal is blood sugar control, or glycine if you want broad health and recovery benefits. Once your body adjusts, gradually add the others. A simple approach is: brew your coffee, let it cool slightly to preserve delicate compounds, then add your powders: raw cacao for antioxidants and smooth energy, lion's mane for brain support, creatine for cellular energy, cinnamon for blood sugar stability, and glycine for overall regeneration. Use small whisks or frothers to blend powders evenly, ensuring maximum absorption and taste. Consistency is key. These powders aren't quick fixes. They work through regular use over days, weeks, and months. Most people notice improvements in mental clarity within 1 to 2 weeks, better energy and reduced fatigue in a month, and deeper recovery and overall health changes within 4 to 6 weeks. The research is clear. For anyone over 40, this combination can support longevity, cognitive function, metabolic health, and quality of life. And here's something many older adults miss: the synergy of combining compounds is greater than the sum of individual effects. Coffee alone has benefits. Each powder alone has benefits. But together, they interact in ways that optimize energy, focus, and cellular repair. Early data suggests enhanced absorption of compounds, improved neural function, and better metabolic regulation when used together consistently. So, starting tomorrow morning, your coffee isn't just a beverage, it's a health ritual. Begin with 1 powder, learn how it feels for you, then gradually add others. Adjust doses according to tolerance, but the goal is a daily cup that nourishes your brain, supports your metabolism, enhances recovery, and optimizes your energy. For viewers over 40, 50, or 60, this is particularly important. It addresses the changes aging brings, helping you maintain sharpness, mobility, and resilience. Remember, this isn't about magic pills or gimmicks. This is practical, science-backed supplementation that fits seamlessly into your daily routine. By committing to this approach, you're giving your body the building blocks it needs to function at a higher level, day after day. You're supporting your brain, blood sugar, metabolism, and cellular repair in one simple ritual. I want you to try it. Start tomorrow with your chosen powder, observe the effects, and build gradually. Track how your energy, mental clarity, and overall well-being respond. The difference may surprise you. Over time, this simple habit can help you feel decades younger, sharper, and more resilient. Your morning coffee is no longer just a routine. It's a tool for longevity, brain health, and metabolic balance. By incorporating these 5 powders, raw cacao, Ceylon cinnamon, lion's mane, creatine, and glycine, you're investing in yourself every single morning. For anyone over 40, 50, or beyond, this is how you start your day with intention, power, and science on your side. So take your coffee, make it smarter, make it healthier, and make it work for you. Your body, your brain, and your future self will thank you.